welcome to another Tales from a Professional Nerd. My name is BryanCPSteele, and I will be your nerd today and any other day that you watch one of my silly little shows. Good morning, afternoon, or evening, everybody. I just wanted to go ahead and before I get into the Week in Bryan, actually, you know what? We'll make it part of the personal in Week in Bryan. That way it kind of ties things together, and I don't get off on a random tangent. So personal, let's go ahead and thank, there is a viewer again, I like to keep this stuff anonymous. One of you guys, sent a donation to my PayPal, to help with stuff at the channel. So thank you very much. I appreciate it a great deal. The channel appreciates it. And, it's just nice to know that, what I do here every week is appreciated. Additionally, I think we have 2 new members to the Patreon since last we met. I try to get everything out in the first week or so every month to the patrons, and then on the second or third week I put up a poll to see what people want for the following week. It's basically made to order. Let's say you've got a D&D campaign or something that you're running that you're like, man, I really could use some cool monsters. If you're part of my Patreon, you can go into the poll and say, I vote for monsters, and you get them. So please join my Patreon. The link is in the description of the video. Additionally, stuff in the personal level, I literally just got back from an ear doctor to find out how bad my tinnitus is. Turns out it's not that bad. It turns out that my hearing's actually pretty good. I don't need any kind of adjustments or accoutrement or anything like that. They just need me to watch when my tinnitus spikes. I need to figure out what might be causing it, like caffeine or stress or severe head injury, whatever the case may be. I need to figure out what is causing that, or is likely to be the cause of that, because that will help us narrow down what I should be doing. Because basically they're like, your situation isn't bad enough to really warrant any kind of medical intervention, just basically monitoring. So it was good. It was a good visit. Additionally, at the time of this recording, it is my 9th anniversary with my lovely wife Natalie, who for our anniversary I got her the super sold out She-Ra Barbie. I know that's weird that a grown man is getting his grown wife for their wedding anniversary a Barbie doll, but she is a big fan, and from the very beginning when they started announcing this limited run She-Ra Barbie, she had said that she wanted it. So I figured out, I managed to get in there and get my hands on one. And I tucked it away, and that was her gift. My gift, she got me a wonderful leather wallet with some cool inscriptions and stuff from the table placemats of our wedding. It was really, very, 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 very sweet. And my wallet also was looking pretty shabby, so win-win as far as I'm concerned. But also, I don't know if you've noticed, but over my shoulder here, there's this fantastic canvas that I've got on the wall. It did replace the 7th Crown world maps that I normally have hanging there, mostly because this is the best wall for me to hang cool new art. And if you notice, this is the cover for the adventure I worked with Luke Gygax and Matt Everhart for the world of Akarim, called The Burning Man. And I had mentioned that it literally brought me to tears when I saw the cover for the first time, because my name, I share a byline with a Gygax. And not only is Luke just a cool dude and a friend of mine, and I love him to death, but I would have never in a million years growing up playing D&D and even later on, going into watching on Futurama, Gary Gygax is being represented, that is a name that has such an unbelievable amount of weight and memory attached to it for me. No, having my name on a byline. Again, I've done millions of words in this industry, worked for a ton of Hollywood licenses. Hell, I got to work with Zack Snyder for 6 months. These are all momentous occasions and things that I will never forget. But I mentioned when I saw my first cover with me sharing a name with sharing a byline with a Gygax. The 12-year-old me did a little happy dance, and Natalie heard what I had said and contacted the artist and got a canvas made of the cover. So, ta-da! That was a belated birthday present from my lovely wife to me. And so now you guys get to see that until something else awesome happens, and I need to reserve that. Apparently that part of my wall is going to be that's the Hall of Awesome, or the Wall of Awesome. So I'm ecstatic. I hung it as soon as I could, and that was fantastic. All right, so that was pretty much the week in Bryan. No, I mean the personal side. Hobby side, I did finish up all of the little fungus warriors for my game hole adventure, and then it hit me that I need to do the bad guys. I don't have enough of the stuff painted for the bad guys, so I am going to be doing some hobbying probably later this weekend to slam out some of the bad guys they will be facing. And I have a month now, a little over a month, to finish up the charity piece that I want to do for that auction. I don't want to rush it though, and I'm concerned. I'm concerned that I'm gonna want to try and get it in under the deadline and not do my best work. So I'm gonna start it. I'm going to go at the pace that I need to go in order to make it look good. And if it's not ready by Gamehole, I will take it to the GaryCon auction in March instead. I really hope that I'll be able to get it done in time for Gamehole, because it is something that I've really wanted to look forward to. But we'll see. We'll see. Again, I don't want to push myself, and I don't want to do a substandard job because I really want this to make a decent amount of money for the charity, and whoever ends up taking it home to be happy with it. So yeah, we'll go. We'll see what's up there. That's pretty much all the hobbying. A little bit of 3D printing for some side projects, but nothing that is noteworthy at this time. Gaming, so got to play in a playtest session for Strange Hollow last night. Had a good time. We spent a lot of time kibitzing. We spent a lot of time with shenanigans, but that group of friends and playtesters, we don't get together. We've been doing it regularly lately, but we haven't been able to get together that often in months past. So a lot of this is just because we need to socialize. We need to have that uplifting moment. Also, the other gaming that I have been doing has been on my Xbox because Helldivers 2 came out. And if you have been to any of my convention appearances where I do role-playing game conventions for the last 2 years, I've been running Helldivers, Helldivers-themed Intergalactic Heroes games. I love the concept, but I don't play video games on my PC, and I don't own a PlayStation. So I had to wait until it came out on Xbox. And now that it is, me and one of my besties and a couple of my other friends, when they have the opportunity, we are fighting for for managed democracy on Super Earth. And I love it. I love the game. It scratches the itch that I want. It is just fast enough that it does the kind of same thing that the Payday games did for me, like short missions, get that little bump of, oh, we did a thing, let's go do the next thing. You know, it's really good. And they're still expanding it. They're still adding new material, new weapons, new bosses, and I'm definitely learning. You know, the learning curve is steep. But I'm loving it. I'm absolutely loving it, and I think that there may be future Intergalactic Heroes heck divers missions later on. I really do enjoy that. I really do enjoy that world setting and that feel and that concept. So here's to thinking that that's going to be more in the future. And then work has been great. I feel like I've been getting a lot done. The stuff over at Infinite Stories, the pre-launch, more and more of my things that I've created are showing up in the pre-launch, and seeing art attached to monsters that I wrote, and I'm really happy with all the work that's being put together there, and I cannot wait for the final oomph. Just got handed over a big chunk of new playtest to the playtesters over at Warzone, because as we'll discuss later in this video, fulfillment is almost completely done. Actually, by the time this video comes out, everything should be in the air, headed to its various places. And like I said, we'll talk about that more in a minute. But basically, more cool new stuff headed out in the universe to Warzone, including an announcement that I will need to be making probably in a couple of weeks about. So I don't know if I can really mention it. A new convention got added to my circuit that I wasn't planning on going to, but I'm happy that I get to go do this, and look forward to telling you the reasons why. It's Warzone related, but it's good news. Basically, cool stuff is happening. The next stage of Warzone Eternal's existence out in the universe is just step up in the right direction. Is really all I can say. Let's see, what else? Work has officially begun on the Thundercats project as far as words to paper, or words to electrons, as everything's written on computers. I think that that's going to be a very, very fun set of books, and getting to finally gamify one of my favorite settings, or my favorite intellectual properties, it's always a dream. I love it, and I hope that it leads to us being able to do Silverhawks. I'm unabashed, completely. I am without shame. I'm shamelessly saying that I hope that we get to do a Silverhawk source book in the future that will be compatible, because it's going to be awesome. Let's see, what else. Speaking of Intergalactic Heroes, things are progressing wonderfully. The Throne World book is coming along. We are moving forward on we're getting a bunch of really good concept art in to move forward to create the actual art pieces that are going to be in the book. And then at some point, when we get it ready enough to kind of show off to the universe, and to get a few more, to get the couple of Kickstarters, the couple of crowdfunding campaigns that are still kind of waiting for shipping and things. We want to get those out to people before we start pulling the trigger on yet another crowdfunding campaign. So, shipping and customs and stuff being what there are, we need to wait to see, get a few more things out in the world before we really can push it. But it doesn't mean that I can't make the books and get them ready for us to make it just easier for us to push forward when we can. I I know there's more. I do a lot of stuff. Oh, I got to do a little bit. So I mentioned that I was probably done with the Monster Trainers book, because that's being saddled together and whatnot now. But the guys over there, they actually reached out to me and needed just a tiny little bit more help on something. So I got to slam that out over the weekend. Just again, I love having big projects. I love being able to devote myself to an entire book at a time, and novels are amazing. But I really do enjoy sometimes the little things, just a little bump. Hey, I need to do a quick 10,000 word adventure. I need 20 monsters. I love getting to scratch whatever that little itch is in order to get that out. And a lot of my freelance these days has been that. Rather than signing up for entire giant books, I like to have one or two of those in the kitty. But like, it's always good to know that I can set up a to-do list, and it might cover 3 or 4 genres. It might cover 2 game systems, a miniature game and a card game. I love gaming. I love this industry so much. There isn't a particular facet. When someone's like, what's your favorite part of your job? I don't have a favorite child. I don't have something that I specifically is like, if I could do this 100% of the time, all the time, even if somebody were to like pay me astronomically to do this one thing, there would always be that little voice, that little thing in the back of my head that's like, hey, there's a board game idea that you've got that's sitting in your computer that you could do. Hey, remember that cool dice mechanic that you really wanted to put into a game system? Hey, like, those are things that it's ingrained in my nature. And the safety and security of a full-time gig, of a staff position that pays a salary, is awesome, especially in this industry. But it comes with the fact that a lot of times when you do that, you don't get to do all of these cool little things that come up. And I hesitate to say that I wouldn't take an unbelievably good paying staff job, because obviously I would. But like, I really do prefer being able to do lots of things at once, even if it does mean I ramp myself up into oblivion now and again. But it's just, I just love creating. I love making people happy. I love having one of my favorite looks that happens when someone says, hey, I was looking at this project and I came across your name. Did you work on that? Oh yeah, that was one of mine. Like, I love that. I love that. So, Week in Bryan, all things said, have been very good. Been a good week. And I expect it to continue that process. Speaking of people having a good week, time to congratulate August's raffle winner, and also let July's raffle winner know that your package is being put together. I understand that the July winner lives out of the country and has said, it's going to cost you a ton to ship this to me. It doesn't matter. Part of what when people do donate to the PayPal or whatnot, it helps pay for those costs, because I want to be able to do these things to you guys. Just because you live in a different country doesn't mean that you shouldn't be celebrated for being part of the conversation. So your package is still coming, I promise. But let's go ahead and congratulate the August winner, Calamari6213, for episode 289. You left a comment that came up in the Randominator, and congratulations. When this video goes live, I will post on there the how to reach out to me, so give me your address so I can get you your prize winner. God, I had to sneeze. It's going to be gnarly too. It's going to be one of those like camera shaking, the world is ending sneezes. I can tell. I know that it's coming. My Lynn Vander hat. I normally wear my newsboy cap kind of thing, but my pork pie. That's not pork pie. Oh my God, it is. Scully cap, Boston cap. I don't know. My normal hat is currently in the wash because my cat was laying on it and it was gross. So I'm wearing my Lin Manor hat. Not to mention, when it's warm out, that other hat makes my head sweaty. This one does not. All right, so I mentioned that fulfillment on Warzone was likely, by the time you watch this video, completely out of our hands. It's in the universe. It's out there in the world. And I wanted to talk about fulfillment in general, not just Warzone, but like, I also mentioned that the things like the legendary the Pacific Rim and Kong books that we did for Evil Genius, the Armory for Evil Genius, that some of that stuff is still waiting to be fulfilled. And I wanted to cover, I guess I wanted to like peel back the oniony layer and pull back that curtain to explain what happens sometimes with companies when they get into that sort of the product is done, but why don't I have it yet? You've shown all these pictures. Why don't I have it yet? You sent out the electronic copy. Where's my physical copy? Fulfillment, especially in today's day and age, and especially for anything originating out of the US right now, it's a gamble. It's a crapshoot, because if you go through a fulfillment company or a private agency that's their whole purpose is to take in your stuff, re-postal it, or like a postal middleman, is you're running at their whatever their speed is. So like Warzone, for instance, Alex has had those pallets packed up for weeks. We're just waiting. We were just waiting for the fulfillment center to arrange for the pickup, to get the stuff, to take it to the place, to then send it out. It was the same thing had happened with the first of, because there were 3 total pallets that ended up going over to the UK, and 4 pallets, 3 or 4 pallets that went out over to the UK / the European Union, and after that first one went out, it was within a week, maybe 2, that people started posting pictures of, hey, I got my stuff. Hey, I got my stuff. It's over here. It showed up. So it's once these fulfillment companies, they know what they're doing. They really do. They've got their act together, and they know what to do and how to do it and how to do it fast. But because of that, because of their expertise in that arena, is they're busy. They've got a ton of people that count on them to do these things because they're good at what they do. And so you're a small company like Resnova or like Evil Genius, because contrary to popular belief, Evil Genius is a small company. I mean, our Zoom meetings, our full staff Zoom meetings are 6 people, and half of us are freelance. These small companies, they contact these fulfillment centers and say, okay, cool, hook me up, let's get this stuff. You'll be able to distribute this stuff to better, far and more, far and wide. And it's once we've taken care of our side of things, the small company side of things, it's basically you're just kind of at the mercy of the fulfillment center. And if the fulfillment center is extremely busy, they're just super behind on things, or maybe they are waiting to fill up a container before they can send that container to the next place, or there's so many weird little things that can possibly get in the way and hiccup and pause. God, it's been years. I was part of a Kickstarter that the box was created, everything was built, it was done, it was packed, everything was addressed, it went off to the fulfillment center, and then the fulfillment center ran into some kind of not legal problem, but some kind of like handling issue with a particular country, and because that particular country was involved with the container that had everything in it, that entire container was basically put on pause. And we were getting a bunch of grief from the consumers being like, hey, you guys said you shipped this. Hey, you guys said that, you charged me for shipping 2 months ago. I still haven't seen it yet. And not only is there's literally nothing that can be done. The fulfillment center, they obviously, they don't want to sit on the stuff. They want it to get moved. They want to be able to move on to the next part of their projects too. The more stuff they move, the more projects they can sign up, the more they get paid. And, nobody wants to sit on a product. Nobody wants to pay rent in a storage facility. And when it comes to large quantity shipping, nobody wants to charge the consumer and then wait, because shipping prices, I don't know if you know this, shipping prices never go down. you never get that random email that says, hey, all your stamps are cheaper. That never happens. Everything always goes up. So when you can make an agreement with a fulfillment center, you can make an agreement with a middle postage service and get it all paid for and get it all taken care of and get it into their hands, that's awesome. And that's great for small companies like us, because it means that if there is a postage spike, if there is some madman in the White House creates a new tariff that makes things more expensive, or starts an argument with a country and suddenly now postage is doubled there. These are things that, once it's out of our control, we hate to see it because it causes problems, especially with the comment sections and social media, and people are like, man, is this a scam? It's not a scam. It's just the hazards of doing such a large amount of shipping at any given time. There's a reason why even the big companies like Paizo and Watsi and stuff sometimes have to push projects back, because they're dealing with an economy of scale. When something goes wrong, it costs them millions. With us, it costs a few extra thousand to airship something instead of putting it on a container, because it took a little longer and we want to make sure that it gets to you in time. Okay. Sucks to eat into the profit margin, but it's not going to kill the company. But if we were to take all that shipping money and then 7 to 8 months later, once everything gets put together and fabricated and created, and the various parts of creating the package, something happens, and then now suddenly postage is 30% more, depending on the success of the Kickstarter or the volume of what's being created. That's suddenly a terrifying notion. That's suddenly a very scary thing that could happen. So dealing with these fulfillment companies, it also has a bit of a security blanket for us, because once it's out of our hands and into the fulfillment center's hands, they're handling all of the hard stuff. They're making sure that it gets to where it's going. They're making sure that the customs people are taken care of. They're handling all of the stuff that might make for a very difficult transaction from our side of the shipping center. It's nice to know when something goes wrong that they're handling it. We'd rather nothing go wrong, obviously. But yeah, it's just fulfillment is more of a process than people believe. And the last 2 weeks specifically, and I know I keep bringing up Warzone, but that's because the final fulfillment stuff is happening right now. We were able to get out a bunch of the retail backers and stuff to the U.S., and so retail stores have started to show pictures of, here's all of our stuff. I know that specifically the one that came up that made me go woo, because they gave us an entire end cap, it looks like, is the Gigabytes Cafe down in Atlanta. It's a great store by the way. If you're in that area, you should totally check them out. But they bought pretty heavy into Warzone, And we got a message from them just yesterday that they're already asking, along with other retailers, how do we order more? And that's such an awesome problem for us to have. We want to make sure that we get everything out the door before we open up retail through ourselves, or start creating fulfillment, or not fulfillment, replenishment options for some of these retailers. But knowing that people are selling out already, that's so awesome. That is such a great thing to happen for this game. But I also know that it's, especially seeing all of this traction and all of these sales and places selling out already and asking for their second order, in the U.S., it's making some of the people in Europe and stuff feel like, hey, where's my stuff? You guys are selling out. Your shelves are selling out, and we don't even have our original backing stuff yet. That's why I kind of want to make this video, is to explain that fulfillment takes time, and a lot of time fulfillment has nothing to do, like some of the delays have nothing to do with the company that's creating the product. And we do ask for your patience, and we ask for you to understand that, we want it to get, if I could invent a teleporter, hey, I'd be rich. But if I could get it to you tomorrow, I would. We want nothing more, nothing less than you guys have your products so you can start painting and start playing and start enjoying, and then start getting ready for us to move into the next stage of Warzone Eternal's life. But because of needing to go through a fulfillment center for multiple pallets worth of product to get overseas, we are in fact at the mercy of ShipQuest. And that's not to say that like they're being some kind of weird overlord that's like, yes, we don't want Warzone to get there. Hey man, we're not we're not saying that. What I am saying is that they're busy as a company. They do a lot of stuff, and we fit into that in a certain way, to a certain degree of priority. Now, thankfully, we know if anything's like the last pallet that they took from us, how fast it went out after they got it, we know that things should hopefully be moving and showing up on people's doorsteps, within a very short amount of time, once those, once ShipQuest has taken possession of the product. Alex did an amazing job making sure that all the packages were labeled individually, so that way ShipQuest had very little to do on their end apart from pick up, sort out, send back out. So it should not be long now. Now that we know that it's happening, man, and it is only a matter of time before we'll be able to say that the Kickstarter fulfillment of Warzone, from over on the Evil Genius side of things, for the Pacific Rim and Kong Skull Island books that we did, that we'll be able to say, all right, folks, those Kickstarters are done. Thank you for being a part of that. Thank you for helping to make that project a reality. Go play games. And I really do think that I understand that it is difficult sometimes when you've been told the project is moving along greatly and it's happening fabulous, and then like a month goes by and you're like, I still ain't heard nothing. There's lots of different levels of doing well, and there's lots of stages of fulfillment, as to the products being created, the product being packaged, the products going to a storage facility until you get the next part of the package, or whatever, or it's being sent to a fulfillment center who then they do their thing. It is far more stressful for us than it is even for you. I mean, yeah, you guys are waiting for your product, and that you've paid for it. You're like, I want my stuff. I'm seeing people on social media playing the game, and I want to play the game too. I get it, and I completely understand. But let me point this part out as best I can. We're stressing out just as hard as you because until that product is in your hand, we know you're not happy. You might be complacent. You might be okay with waiting. But until it's actually in your midst, you you can't be happy with the process because you want your stuff. You paid for your stuff. That's the whole point of doing it. People don't back Kickstarters because they just go, I really hope that that goes well. I don't ever want to play it, but I really hope that doesn't happen. Not realistically. Otherwise, that would be a private investor. And we know that we want you. We want you to have the stuff too, because it adds to the footprint of the game. It adds to people talking about it in a positive light rather than "Where's my stuff?" So, just I guess I just wanted to really kind of focus, spend a few minutes. Today's got to be a short episode anyway because it's my anniversary. I want to go do stuff. But I wanted to really point out to all the people from the various projects that I'm a part of that have now reached the fulfillment stage or in the final stages of being created, that we see you, we hear you, we understand that you want your stuff, and we want to get it to you as fast as possible. But fulfillment does indeed take time. Sometimes it's shipping issues, sometimes it's other political issues, but very, very rarely is it anything other than us trying to get this to you as quickly as we can. And we really do hope that across the board, and this is not just me, this is literally anybody that's doing a Kickstarter in good faith, we want you guys to have your stuff. We want you to enjoy the products that we make, and we want you to get it hopefully as quickly as possible. But there's only so much we can do with the time and resources that we have, and there's only so much that we can ensure happens in a timely fashion, because even though they are clients of ours, people like ShipQuest, people like Golden Distribution, they have their own schedule to keep. They've got their own boxes to tick, and they are clients, but they're not employees of ours. We can't look at them and go, there's a bunch of people that are upset that they have not received their Pacific Rim Jaeger Codex yet. Can you ship those out tomorrow? Because they can't. They've got their own process, they've got their own queue, they've got their own stuff that they've got to deal with, and we have to be patient with the fact that that's the case. It just is what it is. So, I wanted to make a video that basically talks about how, that just really hopefully helps put a little salve on the wound if you're waiting for something for a long time. That's not to excuse people who bounce on Kickstarters, that never do updates or never tell you what's going on, or some of the I don't know, like scam artists, but the people out there that have taken the money and run. I'm not excusing them. I'm not saying that you should forgive those people for doing such things. What I am saying is you should try to reach out to them, find out what's going on, or if they are leaving comments and if they are doing updates and the like, actually read them. When you get an email that says Kickstarter campaign blah 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 sent out an update, don't just read the first couple of words and go, oh, okay, it's just them letting us know that it's not out yet. Actually go and read the update. Pay attention to the emails that are sent to you, because a lot of times some of those updates and emails and things have very important information about the timing of the project, maybe additional things that have come out or because of it. Don't just discount it as, oh, it's just vapor advertisement, or, oh, they've got another Kickstarter coming out and they just want to tell us about it. Actually go in and take a look, because there could be some really useful information in there, especially for, let's say that you've backed something that you're like, I haven't heard anything for a long time, and you go check it out and it says that it shipped like 6 months ago, but you still haven't gotten it, it's possible that you may have missed an email or skipped over an update or something, and maybe your credit card never got updated, or that final $30 in shipping, you never paid it. These are things that we deal with constantly, and it's not to vilify the people who don't do that. I'm just basically saying, please read all of the stuff that you are sent. Make sure that you're doing all the things you need to do, and just maybe give the company a little bit of slack when it comes to, they say that it's being shipped, but you haven't received it yet, or it's gone into fulfillment, but you haven't received it yet. Because there's more people involved, more companies, more stops along the way than you might understand. And that's really it. I just wanted to kind of do a little PSA on crowdfunding fulfillment, the stages of fulfillment, if you will. There you go. Name of the episode. So yeah. Until next time, please be safe. Get your shots. Wear a mask. Wash your hands. Don't lick doorknobs. Whatever you got to do to try and leave every room a little happier than when you got there, and we'll probably be all right. Until next week, be safe, have fun, and play some games, because I'm going to. Probably some more Helldivers. Bye, guys.